back with another video. Today's video is a little different. It's a new segment which I'm gonna call Tangle Talks, and I'm just going to do my hair. So I'm gonna show you how I refresh my hair. Right now I had it in like a Bantu knot out for a couple of days and it looks a little crazy. So I'm going to prep it for a new style. I'm gonna show you how I do that, and we're gonna talk about something. So the products that I'm using the Kuza Black Castor Oil Leave-In Conditioner. I really like this, has great ingredients, and it's inexpensive. It's like $5 for this jar. No parabens, no crazy stuff in here. I have water just in case I need it, although I probably won't be using the water. And then I have my growth oil, my Coily and Curly growth oil. All right, so let's get right into it. I'm gonna be probably putting my hair, prepping it for a braid out. So today we're gonna be talking about the Kevin Samuels situation, where he, in my opinion, completely disrespected a Black woman for no reason. So first I have to say,
I really just wanted some advice. I love your stuff.
I'm giving you advice, but you're not taking it. The advice is, ma'am, you're average looking at best.
I'm taking it in, but
okay, but you're not accepting the fact that, okay, average looking women, average looking woman who's older, average looking older woman with a 13-year-old son, average looking woman with a 13-year-old son with a sketchy baby daddy. This gets worse every time I say something. And now you're asking for a man who's in the top 10% of men. You don't qualify for one. And you're making, I don't want to have to go there, but when you put in all these other factors, why can't you just get a man that's an average guy?
sometimes I feel like in order to fully submit, I have to feel like he's in.
Well, then you're gonna die alone. How about that? Let me just cut to the chase, ma'am. You can feel like what you want to, but women like you die alone, straight up, because you think you're better than the men that you qualify for. And
I have to say, like, lately a lot of these kind of channels have been popping up in my YouTube feed. They just seem to be like channels from Black men who are, in most cases, you know, disrespecting or just talking down about women or Black women in general. And I think it's because, you know, YouTube is a business. So the way the algorithm works, it just wants to, you know, keep people on the platform, keep them entertained. And I feel like it's targeting people. So like if you watch any of like the pro Black women channels like Chrissy, Paris Milan, I Am Eloho, I think it's targeting those people just to kind of get a reaction out of them and to, I guess, you know, for their business, keep them entertained and, you know, just spark that back and forth dialogue. So that's what I think is happening, because some of these channels you know, there's that little option where you say, don't show me content from this channel again. I've definitely done that and I keep getting the content. So that's how I came across the Kevin Samuels situation. And he's supposedly a dating coach. And again, I don't watch his channel. I really haven't seen much of his material outside of that, but it seems to be a regular thing that he does, you know, berating women for what they want. So to recap the situation for anyone who hasn't seen it, a woman called in, I believe her name is Jessica. She's an entrepreneur business owner, and she makes more than 100K. And she said she wants a 6-figure guy. Okay. And he told her that basically her ask is unrealistic because she is 35, single mother, and that she is average at best looking, and he did say that she's going to die alone. So needless to say, I just found the entire conversation just extremely disrespectful. And I understand his message, and I mean, he's entitled to his opinion, but I don't see why it was okay for him to speak to her like that and to disrespect her on a public platform. Now, I guess on some other little snippet I saw, apparently she called in on the wrong day, and he felt, you know, that she was disrespectful because she was on her phone, not really looking into the camera. But I still don't see that as a reason. If she called in on the wrong day and you didn't want to deal with her, you know, why not politely tell her, you know, this is not the segment for that. If you would like this kind of information, call in at such and such time. But, you know, he didn't do that. He went on to speak to her and basically humiliate her on a public platform. Like, this video has gone viral, and I'm sure it's affected her in a negative way. So this little braid, this is why I don't like to do these little, like I have little, you know, separate braid out dangly things. So sometimes I don't like to do that for this reason. They're kind of hard to take out without damaging your hair. So I just didn't see why it was okay for him to disrespect her on his platform for no reason. You know, he definitely could have communicated his message without telling her she was average at best and that she's gonna die alone, you know? And what I'm curious about, and again, I don't watch this show, I guess I don't understand why she called in to begin with, you know? From what I know, this man is twice divorced and now he's a dating coach. You know, like, I'm of the mindset you should only seek advice from people who have what you want. You know, so if your goal is you're looking to get married, you know, I would want advice from someone who has been successfully married in a happy marriage, as far as I know, for a long time. You know, not a divorcee. Not to say that, you know, they don't have information they can give you, but, you know, realistically, I'm looking at the end result. And, you know, if you're twice divorced, I mean, how do I know, like, your current situation is going to work? I'm not sure if he's married now or not. You know, it just doesn't make sense to me. So he was harping on the fact that, well, not a fact, according to him, she was average at best. And he was really focusing on her looks. Like, her looks did not qualify her to get a man who is financially secure, because she kept saying 6-figure, but I think what she really wanted was someone who is financially secure. And you know, he was telling her, based on her looks and the fact that she has a teenage son, she does not qualify for that, you know? And I don't understand what makes him qualified to tell her that. You know, why do we as women accept these kind of things? And in her case, why did she even seek it out? I don't understand, you know? So if she was at fault, I think she was at fault for calling in to his show, really. You know, I mean, she did choose to put herself on a public platform. So once you do that, you know, you have to kind of deal with the backlash that happens. But I don't think she deserved that at all. And in my opinion, I don't think that she was unrealistic in her request. Okay, according to me, my experience, what I've seen, how I feel, what I know, you know, when it comes to dating, it really boils down to two things in terms of who you end up with. It's number one, who you are, because, you know, who you attract, what you're attracted to is a reflection of yourself. So who you are and what you ask for. Okay, and she's asking for a 6-figure guy, and she herself does make 6 figures. Not saying you always have to, you know, be at that income level to attract that, but that's a reasonable request. You know, she wants to feel secure. You know, she's a little bit older. Like, if she were to have a child with him at that age, you know, like, once you're 35 plus, you have more kids. You know, in general, you're considered high risk. You know, she might not be able to work for a time if they choose to have children together. She wants to feel secure. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, she wants someone to match her energy. And I feel that she's well within her right to want that, and she's definitely capable of getting that. Again, like his whole conversation really focused, I'm just applying the oil after the cream. His whole conversation focused on her looks, and to me, I just felt it was a little cringy that at, 50 plus, you're still rating women and, telling them their options are like solely on their looks. Obviously, looks are important, but as you get older and as you mature, hopefully, you learn to value other things. Do they are they a match for you in terms of your personality? Do they want the same things? Do they have the same interests? Does she keep you engaged? Does she make you a better person? Is she fun to be around? Does she make a house feel like a home? All of those things. Will she be a good mother to my children if we choose to have children together? All of those things become more and more important. And it's really foolish to date someone based on their looks alone, because looks change, you know what I mean? Like, everyone gets older, you can do things to try to slow down the process, but it's going to happen to the best of us. And, people gain weight, lose weight, your looks are going to change. The probability of you looking the same as when you got married, it's slim. And, I'm of the mindset that you definitely should maintain yourself. I'm all for that. I believe in that 100%, for yourself first and foremost. But the reality is that looks change. If she later on gets, diagnosed with some rare disease and she's bedridden and she puts on weight, like, do you not love her anymore? Is she not valuable anymore? If she has your children and she gains weight, and even if, let's say she even loses it afterwards, but for that time period that she has the extra weight, is she not valuable in your eyes anymore? I mean, I think it's so crazy. And I mean, rating people, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that's something I did when I was young, like when I was in college, when I was a child. But, as an adult and at 50 plus, I'm kind of surprised that, that's really the only barometer that he used. And again, I'm realistic. Looks are important, but they're not everything. And a man who chooses solely on looks is bound to be, man or woman, anyone who chooses their partner solely on looks, you're bound to be disappointed. So yeah, I decided I'm gonna do a braid out. It's a few days after Christmas and New Year's is coming, so I think that just is gonna make the most sense for me. So I'll wear it out on New Year's Day. I'm just going to moisturize it. This is a water-based moisturizer. Water is the first ingredient, I believe. Let's see. Yeah, water and then aloe leaf. So I don't feel that I need to add any water to my hair. But yeah, I just felt like that whole Kevin Samuels situation, I really didn't want to speak on it, to be honest, but I was just seeing so much crazy feedback on it, like other women saying Kevin Samuel was right and she was wrong. How dare she, It's out of control. It's out of control. Now, I mean, are there some points that I agree with him on? Yes. In terms of like when you have a child, I think to anyone who is childless, that's less desirable, whether you're a man or a woman. If I'm a single childless woman, I don't want a man with kids. I definitely don't. And I advise, the young women who are around me, don't date someone with kids. It's just not in your best interest. You know what I mean? You can definitely find what you want in someone who doesn't have kids. I mean, if it happens, and I think especially one child is forgivable, but, someone who has 2-3 kids, and there are conditions too. If they were never married to, any of the mothers of their children, I don't know. To me, that's a red flag. To me, that's they're just not of the same mindset, and that's not the kind of person that I would want to be with. So I do agree with him. Like, having a child makes it more difficult because most people who do not have kids, that's just less desirable. I agree with him on that. it might be a little bit more difficult, but to tell her that it's impossible, that she's unrealistic and she's going to die alone, I think that was just really uncalled for. So I did talk to my husband about it. So I'm married. I've been married for 11 years now. And so I asked my husband what he thought. So I just showed him the video. I didn't say anything. I just showed him the video and I asked him what he thought. He didn't see the whole video. He just saw that like 7-minute clip where he really goes in on her. He told me that he actually saw it before, that one of his friends sent it to him, and that he basically agreed with him. He said that, you know, he was really disrespectful for no reason, and that, you know, she's not wrong to, you know, want someone who is financially secure. Okay, he said in his opinion, it felt like he just wanted to disrespect a Black woman, and that, this is again from my husband, that's what he said, that if she were white, he wouldn't have spoken to her like that, definitely. And if she were light-skinned, most likely she wouldn't have gotten that same treatment. So I don't know what you guys think, but I thought it was too much. I also spoke to my brother about it. So my brother is, and my husband is Black. He's a dark-skinned Black man. I spoke to my brother, who's also a dark-skinned Black man. I would consider him a high-value man. He's still single. And I asked him what he thought about it. And he also said that he thought his language was harsh, but that he could see the message a little bit. He said that he felt like she was a little bit too stuck on the number 100K, and that really what she should have been focusing on was somebody who's financially secure. So financially secure doesn't always necessarily mean 100K. That was his argument. You know, that could be somebody who maybe makes less, but they have no debt. They have their stuff together. You know, they have money saved. That could be someone who is actually more secure than someone who makes 100K. So very valid in my opinion, but so I obviously I'm in 100% agree with my husband. My brother, I could see his point. For whatever reason, I felt like he, you know, the 100K was like a sticking point for him. You know, why is she so focused on that? And he said that, you know, if she, you know, based on her profession, it should have been something that's easy for her to find. You know, if she just networks, you know, she shouldn't really have too much of a hard time finding that. So he feels like the fault is more with her, you know, that she's doing something wrong. That's why she's having a hard time. So yeah. So just working through the tangles. But yeah, I'm curious to know, you know, if you saw the video, what you thought. Was she in the wrong? How would you have handled that? Yeah, another part of the video, I guess, is where he asks her to rate herself. And she says that she's a 5 when she wakes up with no makeup, and a 6 when she makes herself up. So I thought, you know, just the fact that he is using looks as, you know, the main qualifier, that kind of turned me off a little bit. I mean, she herself rated herself very low. I mean, that tells me I don't want to judge her. I don't know her like that, but you know, she should think more highly of herself, in my opinion. But still, I think even with all that, I just don't feel like she deserved that treatment. You know, one thing I've definitely learned as I got older, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Okay, so she might not have been attractive to Kevin Samuels, but I'm sure there's lots of men who find her beautiful, perfect, And, you know, with women, there are lots of things we can do to enhance our beauty, you know? Beauty is something that changes, you know? You can grow into your beauty. And one of the examples, my husband actually gave this example, was he talked about Michelle Obama, you know? And I don't know if you guys remember when she was on the campaign trail and, you know, people were talking about her. I think it was so bad, even Iman, you know, the supermodel, said that she was ugly, that she was not a beautiful person. And it was just ridiculous that people felt so entitled to, you know, just talk about her looks. But I mean, now, like, you know, Michelle Obama has really blossomed into her beauty. And, you know, you can't deny now that she is a beautiful woman. She has truly gotten better with time. So that's just one example. But now Barack, he always saw her as beautiful. I'm sure he saw the beauty that was there that no one saw. I don't want to say no one saw, because I didn't think she was unattractive to begin with, but you know how the media is. You know, like, she was extraordinary to him all along. So beauty is truly in the eye of the beholder. Beauty changes with time. If you're doing things right, you should become more and more beautiful as you age. You know, it's going to be different. It's not the same. You shouldn't expect the same look, you know, when you turn 60 as what you had in your 20s. But I think, you know, beauty is something is definitely something that you can grow, especially if you take care of yourself. And as you know, I'm definitely into taking care of myself. Yeah, so even though it's a simple braid out, it does take a little time to, you know, re-moisturize all the hair. Get it set the way I want. Yeah. All right, so I think that's basically it for my thoughts. I would love to hear what you think. I'm just going to continue finishing up my hair. You can watch, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on the whole Kevin Samuels situation. Thank you so much for watching, and definitely like, share, and subscribe.